Saboti, Member of Parliament Caleb Amisi, is claiming that Kenyans are so tired with President William Ruto and the current regime to a point that they are willing to fund a candidate against President William Ruto in 2027. Amisi is saying that for the first time in history, for the first time in our country, we are witnessing a situation whereby Kenyans are willing to come together to collect a huge sum of money and to fund for a candidate whom they trust and believe that is going to change the situation in Kenya. Amisi has put up a long post on his X platform, formerly Twitter, directing this message to President William Ruto and to all the political class in this country. So this is what Caleb Amisi wrote on X. For the first time in history, Kenyans, both locally and in diaspora, are ready and willing to contribute a huge amount of money to fund a candidate to remove William Ruto from power. Citizens funding candidates instead of the other way around is now happening in my lifetime. I'm extremely perplexed by the reports I am getting. It is no longer business as usual. The next election might have left an indelible mark in our country's democratic voyage. The mountain is boiling down with lava, ready to form glacier lakes. Western has blacklisted the perennial political dinosaurs and is excited with fresh young leaders. Nyanza has learned political mimic and gimmick. The coast is scattered around the shores, and the northeastern is waiting to jump ship to any government coming. The rest, your guess is as good as mine. Kenya needs a renaissance. So this is Caleb Amisi's message to the political class in this country, and if I'm not wrong, Caleb Amisi is telling them that your time is up. Your time of kinda eating, your time of not doing anything, your time of just moving from one place to another is up. And he's telling that every part of this country is boiling and every part of this country is ready for this change. So here is a good example. You see, like when Morara Kebaso sometimes back was asking Kenyans to fund him to move from counties to counties to expose the stalled project that was started by government, Kenyans were willing to give, and Kenyans really contributed huge amount of money. There is an instance whereby Morara Kebaso made a post on X, that is Twitter, and 1 hour later, Morara Kebaso collected, I think it was around 100K, yani 100,000 Kenyan shillings within 1 hour. This shows that Kenyans are willing, and Kenyans are willing to fund one of their own, because many Kenyans believe that politicians usually come with their money, give us these monies, then once elected, they go back to getting that money through tenders, through corruption, and through other means, like the way we see the Adani deals and these other controversial deals in our country. So Caleb Amisi is saying that Western Kenya is ready for fresh blood because all the politicians, they have not been serving their interest, rather their interest, their personal interest, and so they are ready for a new change, and they are going to exercise this change in 2027. He says that the mountain is boiling. We all know right now the mountain is boiling after the removal of DP Rigathi Gachagua, after the impeachment of DP Rigathi Gachagua. Of course, we've seen how things have been going on in the central region, and is affirming that it is boiling and it is not looking good. He has also mentioned about the northeastern. Is kind of saying that these one are so ready for any government of the day, and so maybe nothing much from them, but the coastal people are also not in one basket. According to his message is that the coastal people are now ready to see, like they have not made a decision right now, but they are just at the shores waiting to see where we are going to take our vote. So the regions he has not mentioned, that is the Nyanza and Rift Valley. According to him is that these one have decided that because they have their people in government, perhaps they are going to support this government also in 2027. So the message here is clear. The message here is clear, and I like the politicians who are now reading the temperature in the room. I like the politicians who are now realizing that Kenyans have power, and they are not ignoring the voices on the ground. Remember when the other 2 days ago, Kipchumba Murkomen was somewhere saying that President William Ruto is being criticized because he's a Kalenjin and all that. But yesterday, was it yesterday? Yeah, was chased away by the people from his own background. Murkomen was heckled. He couldn't even address them by his tribesmen, by the Kalenjin people. So you see, while the likes of Akina Murkomen are trying to ignore the fact that Kenyans are tired, they are trying to to assume that they are trying to bury their heads in the sand. But once they get to the ground, the people are telling them, no, we are not with you. As much as you are saying that you are with us, we are not seeing that happening. That is not being reflected on the ground. You are only favoring yourself in terms of money, in terms of all these advantages, but as in the grounds, we are on our own. So this message is so clear. And I'm seeing that Kenyans online are saying that they are willing to donate any amount. They are willing to come together to support Okiya Omtatah. I think so far Okiya Omtatah is Gen Z's preference come 2027, and I'm seeing really Kenyans are campaigning for him online, and majority of them are saying that they are willing to contribute. They have never contributed money to support our politicians, but this time around they are ready to do so. And you see, Kenyans are saying that if it happens that we fundraise for our own and he wins it or she wins it, then it is going to be easier because he's not going to steal back our money, because these politicians normally give us a lot of money. Then once they get elected, they steal this money and get it back to their pocket. So this time around, they're saying that we are not going to take your money. We are not going to take your t-shirts. We are not going to take anything from you. This time around, it is us against you. It is us to decide what we want, and it is us to decide the future of this country. So the message is clear. I think there is nothing much from this. I think Caleb Amisi has just exhausted everything that is going on in this country. President William Ruto should not continue to assume that everything is well. It is not fine. It is not fine at all, and he must realize that, and he must change his ways as soon as possible. You see, these the people. The current regime is saying that they are being disrespected, they are being not taken serious, and all that. You see, you cannot keep on stealing and also demand respect. It is not going to happen like that. It is not going to happen like that. As we speak right now, the FIFA has ended that there was that agreement between FIFA and Kenya to host the CHAN 2025, but it is Rwanda who is going to host it because one Kipchumba Murkomen fumbled everything. So how are we even going to support our talents when the likes of Sport CS Kipchumba Murkomen are just thinking about them? He's not even thinking about the young talents that we want to see develop in this country. So we have lost just opportunity just like that for a reason that is not even here on there. So the CS that we have, they're not willing to support Kenyans. The CS that we have, they're thinking about themselves, and this is really not a good picture, and this is really sad, and this is what is even making Kenyans more angrier. Because how do you explain that Rwanda, a small country, Rwanda is a very small country. How can us lost an opportunity to host Chan? How is this even possible? For a country that is saying is the what of the East Africa. We are losing such opportunity for like Rwanda. We don't have even a FIFA standardized stadium. Uganda has, Tanzania has, Rwanda has. We don't have one. Like, what is really not happening in this country? 2 years. Because I don't know if there is a CS who is just doing something that really needed to be congratulated for. Do you have a CS who is working? Do you have a cabinet secretary who is just doing his job as expected? Do we really have a CS who is so determined to ensure that his docket is giving Kenyans what they want? Is President William Ruto worried about this CS, or is so comfortable? Kenyans are angry and they are ready to express themselves come 2027. For political class, we are seeing your move that you are trying to move this discussion from the economic related issues to a tribal related issues. Kenyans are telling you it is not going to happen. You are saying that you are bringing in the tribal talks. Suju Kalenjin don't love who, Suju who don't, no. Kenya are saying that we are not ready for that. You've used that tribal card for so long. You've used that tribal card to win elections for so long. But this time around, it is not going to happen. They are going to stop everything. President William Ruto, you have 2 years to change everything. You have 2 years to get respect from Kenyans. You have 2 years to show Kenyans that what you promised during campaigns was not just empty words. And you are willing to do so. That is it for me for today. Thanks for watching, and this is Sophia Live.